Hey, it's time for our Friday video follow through. We are just keeping that joy of Easter going all week long, and I really want to I don't know if I can underline this enough times that that joy is meant to be there every day, all year long, all the time. To know that we will rise, we will live again, even though we die. What an awesome, awesome, awesome promise, because He rose. And so we are in 1 Peter chapter 1. Yesterday we looked at verse 3. Today we're going to look at verse 4. And it's actually a continuation of the sentence that we looked at. But each of these sections, these verses, have so much in them that I figured let's take one each day. And so, again, if we pick it up from yesterday, right? According to that mercy God has, this great mercy, we are born again to a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, to an inheritance that is imperishable, undefiled, and unfading, kept in heaven for you. Okay, so we're born again into this living hope and into this inheritance. Now, you probably had somebody try to comfort you when something that you really love broke. It might be your dad's watch that you were given maybe as an inheritance, or maybe it was just a picture that your mom made for you, and she used needlepoint, and it was just this beautiful thing. It's been in the family for years, and maybe it was put in an attic somewhere, or just got water damage. Something happened to it, and someone will say, well, nothing lasts forever. And what they're trying to do is help you to have perspective and realize that that nothing is permanent. And as human beings, we got to learn that. And really what happens is we get a lesson on that every day, don't we? I'm looking out the window here to my right, and there's a road right here, and I'm watching cars that are going to be in a junkyard one day. Right? There's trees that will fall over. There's a fence that's going to just give up the ghost and die. Right? It's not going to last forever. None of it will. But what God gives us is eternal. The inheritance we have, it's imperishable, it's undefiled, it's unfading, and it is kept in heaven for us. And so what Peter's trying to say is that this thing that God is keeping He's reserving it there for us. For when He comes to get us and take us home, to our eternal home, He says we will have all of these things, right? This rich inheritance. And we get to enjoy that inheritance even now. The blessings of it, the truth of it now, the joy, the peace, and all of that comes from knowing that God has given us life and given us hope, and He's prepared a place for us. Because as Jesus said, in His Father's house are many rooms, and He's going to come and take us to be there. But you see, this inheritance isn't like ours. Because quite often we inherit stuff that's really special. But it's not going to be the same as it was when Grandpa had it. Is it? It's been used, it's worn out, it might not even work anymore. Now it's still special, it's still incredible, but it's not the same. But what Jesus is saying to us, what God wants us to see today, is that what He gives us is eternal, and what He gives us is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it, nothing even remotely wrong with it. It hasn't faded, and it never will fade, and it will never, ever, ever break or just kind of bust apart. It's gonna be just perfect from the day that He gave it to us to the day that we receive it. And I know I need to hear that in a world that just seems to be changing every day, that seems to be fading, and things seem to be breaking, and our own health just seems to be failing. But in the midst of it, He says, look, you got this inheritance. I'm going to bless you with this. It's just reserved. It's waiting there for you. And just know that it's His gift to us, simply because He loves us and He cares about us so much. So what I want you to do is share that today with somebody. Share the truth of this passage and see how good this reality of Easter really is. All right, we're going to wrap things up tomorrow on Saturday as we finish out this short passage from 1 Peter.